Euston Tower, HMRC, Picket line. It's a beautiful day, it's a brilliant turnout, and can I thank you ever so much for showing us solidarity today. We have a couple of speakers. We have a Spanish miner. They have been an all-out strike for 35 days. They received international recognition for their militant tactics, and they represent an international symbol about how we fight back against austerity. We then have Jon Bigger and McGoay from the passport office. They're going to say a few words, and we have Phoebe from Camden Council, who would also like to say a few words to show her solidarity. So without further ado, I shall call in our Spanish miner.
Buenos días a todos, compañeros y compañeras. Mi nombre es Segundo Menendez. Soy un coordinador de la corriente sindical de izquierdas de Asturias. Soy minero de interior. Una de mis especialidades es el trabajo con explosivos.
So he says, good morning everybody. His name is Segundo Mendes. He's one of the coordinators for the Corriente Sindical de Izquierda, which is a left-wing trade union in the mining sector in Asturias. He's an interior miner, and what he does the most in his work involves explosives.
Hoy hace 36 días que iniciamos una huelga general indefinida. Una huelga indefinida.
Today is the 36th day that the miners have started an indefinite all-out general strike.
En España, todas las fuentes de energía están subvencionadas.
In Spain, all the forms of energy are given state subventions.
El motivo de nuestra reclamación es el incumplimiento del plan del carbón cuya vigencia acaba este año.
And what they're demanding for the moment is that subvention from the state keeps going, but it's the law stops this year, and they're calling for it to continue afterwards.
Actualmente nos quieren rebajar el 63% de las ayudas pactadas y el 40% de reducción de la producción.
What the state is asking for the moment is a cut of 63% of state subvention to the coaling industry and 40% of cuts in production in the production of coal.
Lo que nos llevaría irremediablemente al cierre de toda la minería y por consiguiente al paro y la marginación de todas las comarcas mineras que dependen exclusivamente de este monocultivo y donde no nos ofrecen alternativas ninguna.
What this means in practice is not only the closing down of the entirety of the mining industry in Asturias, but also the closing down of all the other sectors of the economy in the area which depend entirely of the mines, and so really the state leaves the miners no other alternative than to fight back.
Las tácticas que utilizamos son tácticas de guerrilla.
Well, the tactics that they're using in Asturias are guerrilla tactics.
Consisten en cortes de carreteras con barricadas muy calientes.
One of the main things they do is close down the main roads in the area with very hot barricades.
Enfrentamientos todos los días con las fuerzas de seguridad.
Every day there's clashes with the police.
Encierros en varios pozos, algunos de ellos que llevan exactamente 36 días desde el inicio de la huelga.
Occupations of mines themselves, some of which are going for 36 days since the beginning of the general strikes. People went in the mines and occupied them.
También en ayuntamientos y diputaciones.
There's also occupations in assemblies, in neighborhoods and villages.
Manifestaciones con huelgas generales en todas las comarcas mineras.
There are demonstrations and general strikes in all the mining areas.
Manifestación del colectivo de mujeres de mineros en el Senado de España.
The mining wives organized a demonstration inside of the Spanish Senate in Madrid.
Utilización de voladores para contrarrestar las fuerzas de seguridad.
They use homemade rocket launchers to fight the police in the clashes that happen on a daily basis.
Vamos a utilizar las que corresponde utilizar.
We need to use what is right to use and what will allow us to win.
Cortes en las vías del tren.
They're cutting down train lines as well.
Y actualmente el inicio de una marcha desde Mieres hasta Madrid con una marcha a pie de 500 kilómetros para llegar aproximadamente el día 11 de julio por la noche con las lámparas mineras para poner un poco de luz en el conflicto.
For the moment they've launched a march that's starting from Asturias and all the mining villages and is marching down 500 kilometers to Madrid, hoping to arrive in the night of the 11th of July with all the mining lights on to put some light into the hearts of those that are fighting in the conflict.
Pero para nosotros la lucha más importante es la lucha por nuestra dignidad como representación de la clase obrera.
But for us, the most important struggle is the struggle for our dignity as our dignity as members of the working class.
Y la defensa del derecho más fundamental que consideramos que es el derecho al trabajo, cosa que estos fascistas nos quieren cortar.
And also the defense for what we believe is the most important right of all, which is the right to work, which the fascist governments are trying to take away from us.
Argumentando que somos unos privilegiados.
They're trying to say that we're privileged.
Consideramos que esta crisis es una réplica de lo que sucede a nivel global y por lo tanto la contestación debiera de ser también de nivel global.
We see what's happening to us as a consequence of an international crisis, and therefore we also believe that the resistance and the fight back needs to be held on an international scale.
Concretamente nuestras reclamaciones monetarias equivalen exactamente al 0,002 de lo que este gobierno corrupto va a entregar a las bancas por su pésima gestión.
Practically, what we're demanding from the state equals 0.002% of what the corrupt state has given to the banks to thank them for the excellent running of the system that they've showed in the last couple of years.
Y para terminar, acabaré diciendo uno de los eslóganes donde nos juntamos todos los días con los compañeros y repetimos para darnos fuerzas unos a otros.
And I'll finish by giving you a slogan that we say every day when we come together with the comrades in the mines to give us strength and to keep going.
Cuando las cosas van bien, tienes que luchar.
When things go well, you have to fight.
Cuando las cosas van regular, tienes que luchar el doble.
When things go normal, you have to fight twice as hard.
Cuando se avecina el desastre, tienes tres posibilidades: luchar, luchar y luchar.
And when things go really badly, you only have three options: fight, fight, or fight.
Consideramos que es nuestra mejor defensa contra el abuso del capitalismo y la dictadura de los mercados.
And they consider that this form of organizing is the best defense against the effects of capitalism and the dictatorship of the markets.
Hey, we're here from IPS and from the wider Home Office. We're here to show our solidarity to the HMRC workers who are taking strike action today and to salute you for doing so. The issues that you face in HMRC of job cuts, of privatisation, of draconian performance management systems are exactly what we're facing in the Home Office. They're making job cuts at the moment, even though they're offering overtime right across the organisation. They're privatising the casework that deals with asylum seekers. A disgusting private company called Serco is coming in to take that work off the civil service and deliver some of the most vulnerable people into the world into the hands, the untender mercies of the private sector. We believe that to fight these things across the civil service, here at HMRC, at the Home Office and elsewhere, it will be the cutting edge of industrial action taken by the organised PCS members that will defeat these attacks that we're facing. But these attacks are symptomatic of a much wider attack on the working class in this country. The ruling class in this country is trying to make us pay for a crisis that we did not create. We are not responsible for the crisis. The banks and the ruling class are responsible for this crisis. And once again, the only thing that will defeat this attack by the ruling class in this country is the cutting edge of industrial action, a working class fight back against the tax, against austerity, and that will rock the ruling classes of Europe. And we need to take it further than this. And I salute the Greek miners for what they're doing in Spain. And we need to bring the spirit of the Spanish miners to this country, to the streets of this country. And we also need to see a joined up European-wide general strike in order to defeat the cuts that are being imposed on us by the ruling class of Europe. Solidarity to the HMRC workers. We'll be on strike. We're balloting at the moment for industrial action. We hope you'll support us. We hope to see you on our picket lines as well. Solidarity.
What Paul's just gone over. But I think what we heard previously was a handy reminder that the fight against austerity is an international fight. And the ruling elite knows no boundaries, and they also know no pity. And that is why we've got to be radical in our fight back. Our fight back has got to know no borders. Our fight back has got to be international. And it starts in places like this. It starts on picket lines like today, which I have to say has been incredibly well organised. And I think we should also thank management for providing these barriers, which have penned us in and provided a great focus for people walking by and people going past in their cars. London knows we're here today. And if London knows we're here, then the word spreads around. And the word needs to spread around that we are not satisfied with the current situation. We do not accept these cuts. We do not accept these attacks. And we will fight back. And we're balloting at the moment in the Home Office. And I work in the Identity and Passport Service. As far as I'm concerned, my branch is twinned with this branch. We want to see everybody down at our branch when we go on strike. So solidarity.
I'm Phoebe Watkins. I work just down the road for Camden Council. I'm a Euston member, the branch chair. And I've come down today to show solidarity with the workers in the HMRC who have been in the press this week, which has been obviously very good news for HMRC workers, to show the hypocrisy of this government and their cronies, that they've got all these scams going on how to dodge tax, and yet at the same time they're cutting massive amounts of workers who actually do the collection of the tax. So I do think it just shows the complete hypocrisy of this government and what they're supposedly trying to do to make us we're all in it together. Well, we're not all in it together. You look in Greece, you look at the shipping magnates, you look at the dirty rich people in Greece who are living it up. They're having no suffering. In this country, in Spain, right across Europe, the people who are paying for this are not the people who made the crisis. So I do think that HMRC workers are at the heart of the argument around whether we should pay for the crisis. Clearly the rich are not paying for this crisis in the slightest and actually hoping to recoup loads and loads of money out of this. I work in public services, the local public services, in housing, and the announcement this morning from David Cameron to say that people under 25 somehow don't deserve any welfare. Never mind the fact that there is no jobs for people. And it's people who work for the civil service, people who work for local authorities who are facing massive, massive cuts, and there will not be any services left if they get away with it. So far there's only 20% of the cuts that they intended to make have already been made, so we know this is the tip of the iceberg. Therefore I think that the action today from the HMRC workers is absolutely crucial and should be given a lead to other people. Finally, I'd like to say I'm extremely proud to have stood on the same platform behind barriers with our comrade from Spain, who gave an explosive speech, an explosives expert, and what we need is a bit more of an explosion for the working class across Europe to show we mean business. Thank you.
I don't want to tire you, I just want to salute your struggle here. I think we're living in historical times again. That's what I see in Greece and in Spain, and I believe that the austerity we have in Greece is going to come here as well. So the unions and the people have to get prepared in order to be able to fight back, because the attack is tremendous. The messages I want to give from the Greek struggles is that We're not victorious yet, but we have to keep on fighting, and this is what we'll do. We know that there is solidarity from several countries. We know it's very hard for you to really understand what is going on in our country right now, because our media is totally controlled from the ship owners and the government contractors, but we're trying through several collectives like the Real News, who had come in Greece in April, to really put the word out here and make links with struggles all over the world.
Ah, brilliant.
Can I first of all start off by saying that I bring a very strong message of solidarity from transport workers and from TSSA members in particular. You know, when this economic crisis started, it was the unfettered greed of bankers that brought us to the edge of the abyss. And it's now ordinary people like yourselves who are having to pay a very heavy price for their greed. It just cannot be right that at a time when an economy is not growing and where we've got so many people getting away with murder and not paying a single dime in taxes, that actually those people who are employed to ensure that the state can get the funds that it needs to fund public services are also facing redundancy. You know, we had last week Cameron going out about Jimmy Carr. I'm not going to condone what he did, it's not right, but actually the biggest villain is Cameron and Clay. They are the government of this country, and they're allowing billions upon billions of pounds every year to be avoided in taxes. If they were serious about what he said about Carr, the first thing he would be doing is implementing new laws to stop tax evasion and avoidance. But he won't, because these people are his friends. The Vodafones of this world. These are the people who fund the Tory party. He ain't gonna get tough of them. His only message is to pick on ordinary people like yourselves. I want to finish on this, because there was another terrible story today in the press. The fact that Cameron now is looking to pick on those that are really unfortunate, those people who have got no jobs. At a time when unemployment among young people is over a million, a record number, he now wants to throw those kids even further into the abyss. He says that he's going to cut their benefits. I tell you what, that will achieve absolutely nothing. What we need is this government to stop austerity, to stop the cuts, and to start investing to create jobs. And I know there's a comrade from Greece there. I was fortunate to be in Greece a few months ago in what are very harrowing times for the Greek people. Whilst I was there, I saw something that I never thought I would see in my lifetime. I saw people having to queue up outside a soup kitchen. And the reason they were queuing up is because there wasn't enough food to go around for everyone. Is that the kind of world that we want? That is what austerity has got to offer. It has never worked in the past, it will not work now. And that's why we all have to unite, not just in this country, but across Europe, to bring austerity to an end. Thank you very much. I hope that you win your fight.
Just right, but I really want to thank you so much for coming along this morning. We were only given a week and a half's notice, so it's been a little bit of a tough pick of land. So your solidarity has been crucial to helping us feel confident.